Hey everybody. Well, in this video, I hope I look a little better for most people because they was talking trash. I was in my little bonnet. But, at that moment, I was just really, really comfortable and I didn't really care. All that matters is my opinion. That's all that matters to me. But, I don't really care. But I decided to dress up for folks that feel uncomfortable with my bonnet. But anyways, in this video, I want to talk about LeBron James. I'm pretty sure everybody heard about this. It's been all over social media, all the sports channels, and everything. How his house was vandalized with a racial slur. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that today. So, anyways, um, LeBron James was talking about how his house was vandalized in an interview. I don't know if um, this was after one of the finals of him going against the Golden State Warriors. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really into this sports shit. My boyfriend, he hauls up the TV all the time. And he always have it on sports. And I just be on my phone. So every once in a while, I glance at the TV. And that happened to catch my eye. Some stuff on the sports analysis, I ain't gonna lie, it catches my eye when they be talking about certain things, situations. But this really caught my eye, and I wanted to make a video about it. But anyways, as I was watching the interview with LeBron James was talking about it, he really don't seem surprised at all by this. Because those who you don't know, LeBron James has faced racism plenty of times. And matter of fact, not too long ago, my boyfriend, from what my boyfriend told me, he said that this white lady in the stands called him a nigger, and LeBron James just licked at her or whatever and just kept it moving. He didn't really care. But yeah, so apparently LeBron James has faced a lot of racism and discrimination, especially growing up. I think he has faced a lot of racism as well. Um, but anyways, in the video he was talking about that, black people, we go through a lot and we face discrimination, and that we got a long way to go before we get equality. And I had to break it to him, we probably never get equality. I'm just tired of black people. We trying to um, fight for equality, like the Black Lives Matter. I'm not against the group at all. I love the movement. I love what it stands for. But by the protest and by the Black Lives Matter, it don't matter what we do. Black people, we never going to get justice. We're never going to get equality. It's everything is still going to stay the same, until God comes back. That's just the way it is. We're never going to get accepted by white people. Let's face it, it's never going to happen. But until then, we just still going to face discrimination. That's just the way it is. Um, but what really, really pissed me off is when I seen comments under his video on social media, and white people, they were saying, "Oh, what if a black person did that just to start a race war? How we know it's not a black person?" That shit, man, talking about heated. I was so heated when I read that. And I told that white person, I was like, you sound very, very motherfucking ignorant, because a black person would never do this to another black person just to start a race riot. That shows right there, they really don't take what we say into consideration when we talk about being discriminated and racial profiled in America and how we are mainly targeted. They really don't listen to what we got to say. They always try to defend their race, or they try to justify racism in another way. They always like to twist it back on black people, when we face racism, or they like to blame us for why we facing racism. Like, this shit is really pissing me the fuck off. Like, why the fuck would you even say some shit like this? Why the fuck would that even come out your mouth? You get what I'm saying? It's stupid as hell. They think black people doing all fighting for equality is for nothing. We're not doing this shit for nothing, and we're not starting race wars for nothing. We're not doing this for nothing. And it's funny because, LeBron James, he stays in a gated community. And it's like, okay, if it was another black person, how the fuck would they get through the gates? It's a gated community, unless they're another rich black person. But why would another rich black person do this to him? It's crazy. So the only thing I can think of is had it been a white person. It had been a racist, jealous white person, and his neighbor, that was his neighbor, that did that to his house. It's crazy because it seems like, like black people, we really are a threat to white people because the hue of our skin is really a threat to white people. They fear us because the color of our skin. They fear us so much. We can't even stay in a nice neighborhood without them discriminating us and thinking that we don't belong in the neighborhood just because the color of our skin. They think their race is so superior to a point to where they think black people cannot stay with them. And this goes all the way back with segregation. And they had a nerve to get mad at the Black Lives Matter for not allowing white people to be with them at that time. They got a nerve to say a lot to say with that. Oh, you're dividing race and stuff like that. Just because the Black Lives Matter for once just wanted all black people just to come because they don't want no hindrance inside their rallies. They don't want white people going against them when they're trying to fight for justice. That's what it was about. They wanted one time without white people attacking them for fighting for justice and equality. That's what that was. But they call it racism and we're trying to divide. But y'all people been dividing since back in the day with segregation. And it's still dividing. When a black person comes in a nice neighborhood, it's a problem. The police always get called on them, and then they got to prove that they stay at the house. They got to prove that they stay there. It's crazy, and a lot of white people too, what trips me out is they think, just because that we don't have a slave master, and they think just because that we not in chains, they think that we don't face racism or discrimination still. That don't mean shit just because slavery is over. That don't mean a damn thing that is over. We still face discrimination in America, believe it or not. And they also think just because we had a black president, I hear that a lot. Oh, racism can't be here no more. We had a black president. Just because we had a black president don't mean a damn thing. I don't care how many white people voted for Obama. Still, like, I'm going to say 50% is racist. It doesn't matter. Obama got so much backlash and so much hatred from white people. And Michelle Obama got so much hatred, calling her a monkey and a man and a transgender. They faced so much discrimination and racism the whole time in the White House. Ever since he set foot in the White House, he faced racism. So that's what I'm saying. You cannot tell me that just because we had a black president that racism is not here anymore. That don't mean a damn thing. Just because racism is not really as blatant as it was back in the day, that don't mean that it's still not no racism going on. I hate that shit. And white people, they think that white privilege is not real. White privilege is so much real. And like I said in my white privilege is real video. Black people, it's a lot of things that black people cannot do that white people can do. It's a lot of things white people can do that we cannot do. We cannot drive a nice car without them monitoring us. We can't live in a suburbs neighborhood without the police being called on us. We can't carry a license to carry a gun on our hip without them thinking that the black person is a thug or a criminal or going to shoot up and rob up the place. White people, they can get away with these things. Black people can't. We are mainly targets. Black people, we are mainly targeted by polices. They mainly come into the black communities and they stop and frisk. They stop and frisk in the black communities. They don't do this shit in the white suburbs neighborhood. So that's what I'm saying. That's why white people can easily say these things, because it's not happening to their race. That's why they think it's not racism here, because they're not facing racism. We are facing racism. And they think, just because that they grew up poor, that they don't have privilege. Oh, I bust my ass. How am I privileged? Where is this white privilege? Privilege, what white people needs to understand. Privilege don't only mean wealth. It does not only mean wealth. Privilege can be the simple fact you got white skin. There's your privilege right there. You can just have white skin. It don't matter if you grew up poor and stuff like that. They don't have shit to do with having privilege. Because LeBron James, he's rich as fuck right now. And he's still facing discrimination. So that's what I'm saying. You cannot tell me that you gotta be rich to have privilege. That is fucking false. All the past year, I have been seeing nothing but white police officers or white people, period, that shot an unarmed black man or a black woman, even a child, an unarmed black child. They are all being proven not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, over and over and over again. But yet, white privilege is not real. Why are these white people getting away with murdering a black person, an unarmed black person at that? Why are they keep getting away with this shit? Oh, I felt threatened. I feel the fear of my life. Self-defense. How do you feel threatened by an unarmed black person? I don't understand this. That's why I say black people, our skin is a threat to them. It's a threat to them. They fear us. And guess who said they fear? They own people. They try to portray black people as thugs, criminals, and hood rats. In the media, in the news, that's all they show is black people. That's all they show. And then they blame black people for their own death. The reason why they died. They own people. Why they died. But they the ones that's the victim. They the ones that was unarmed. It's crazy. It's crazy as fuck. It's like they try to portray this negative image on black people. Like we are bad people. They try to portray this image on us. That we these bad people. They using media and they using it like a motherfucker. To reflect a negative image on the black race. That we these bad people. We good for nothing. We nothing but welfare queens and food stamp queens and having babies out of wedlock. They're saying that's all we good for. Basically. It's crazy. It's very, very crazy. And another thing that really pissed me off is this black ass fat con named Jason Whitlock had made a comment about LeBron James' incident when his house being vandalized with the racial slur. He made a little comment about it. I think I don't know who the fuck he is, but I think he's he's a sports analysis too. But this is my first time hearing about him. I don't know who the fuck he is. But anyways, he was talking about LeBron James' incident with his house being vandalized with a racial slur. And he was saying that LeBron James can't complain about facing racism in America. And he's rich. He's saying that, he can't face racism when he's rich. And he said that mainly poor black people face racism. And he said, LeBron James is not struggling. And he didn't really face real racism. Some bullshit like that. It's crazy. Hearing this, I'm tired of these. You know what? I'm tired of these motherfucking cons. I don't know what to do. He's the definition of a motherfucking house Negro. He's one of them motherfuckers back in the day that was snitch on his own people that's trying to go through the Underground Railroad. He's that type of motherfucker. He's the type of motherfucker that tried to make white people feel comfortable. He's the type of motherfucker that tried to feel accepted by white people. He's that type. He's the type that would date a white woman. I don't know if he's married or not, but I guarantee you, if he do get married or if he is married, his wife will be white. Because he's that type of con motherfucker. And I hate these. I'm getting tired of these cons. Y'all need to stop this con shit. Like dead ass serious. Said that shit coming out his motherfucking mouth is blasphemy. How can you even let that come out your mouth? That he can't face racism because he can't face racism because he's rich. What type of shit is that? A lot of celebrities has came out and said how much they has faced racism when they go into these luxury clothing stores, these name brand stores like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Fendi, all them other names, all them white owned businesses that black people support. Rich black people still support, but they racist as fuck. They can't stand niggas, but they still go and buy their products. These rich celebrities, black celebrities, is coming out and saying they still face discrimination going to these type of stores. That's what I'm saying. They already assume the black person can't afford an item just because the color of their skin. That's crazy. Apparently, they don't know these black celebrities. And that shows that black people, we are not really acknowledged and we not really known in white America. We not really known. It's just the mainstream black people like Oprah, Queen Latifah, or Beyonce, LeBron. It's just those mainstream, mainly those mainstream black people is well known all over the world. And the black celebrities, other black celebrities, they not really known. And when they go into these stores, they get discriminated because the color of their skin. It's crazy. It's crazy as fuck. It's like they act like black people can't have money like them. That's their way. That's being superior. That's feeling superior than the other. You feel like a person of color cannot afford the same shit that you can buy too. It's crazy. All these celebrities coming out saying they face racism, and you saying that only poor black people face racism. That's stupid as fuck. He sounds stupid as hell. Dr. Dre had faced racism. This white guy pulled into his driveway, and he was wondering why the white guy was in his driveway. The white guy called the police on Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre had to explain to the police that he stayed there so many times. He had to prove that he stayed there. That's what I'm saying. Just because you're a rich black person, that don't mean you cannot face racism. There he go. That he sounds like just as bad as them white people saying that you they not privileged because they poor. He sounded just like them. It's crazy as fuck. It's really, really, and this is coming from our own people. They saying this. It's crazy. They are brainwashed. They are brainwashed. It's crazy. And for white people to say racism is not here no more, obviously they have not looked at history. And they are very uneducated. Because they like to blame Black Lives Matter as a racist group and a hate group and compare it to the KKK. They like to compare it to the KKK. And got mad because the Black Lives Matter, for once, wanted all black people at their own protests and not white people hindering their shit. For once, they wanted all black people, but they said that's racist and that's segregation. But your people been doing that. They've been segregating us from each other. They've been doing this. The all-white Oscars awards. These all-white TV shows. These all-white movies. That's what I'm saying. We finally got a black bachelor. Finally. 2 black women in a row finally won the pageants. But they still face racism too after that. Not surprised at all. Because we don't fit the European beauty standard. I'm not surprised at all. That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't understand, like, how the system is set up on black people. They don't understand the system. How racist it is against black people. They don't understand this. That's what I'm saying. We are in the out looking in. They are in it. They don't see it because they born into white supremacy. They don't see this stuff. But black people, we see it because it's happening to our race. It's not happening to their race. That's why they can easily say these things. That's why they can say this shit. It's not happening to them because they got privilege. They don't know black people do this to white people. They only do this to us. But they want to label us as racist for speaking out about injustice. They want to label black people as racist on speaking about injustice and how we are treated differently in America and how we are treated unfair. But we are the racist ones. It's crazy as fuck, but they want to call black people racist. It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. People like that, they don't do their research on their history. They don't know what racism is. They don't know what it is. They don't do their history research. They don't do research. This America was built off racism. That's what they don't understand. And white people, they still benefit from racism. They still benefit from slavery. Their ancestors was rich and they benefit from slavery. And you could ask a white person now that their ancestors benefit from slavery to get rich. You can ask a white person now, will they give it back? They will tell you no. Because they are satisfied with their privilege. That's why. They're never going to give it back. They don't want to give it back. They're enjoying their privilege. They still benefit from it. That's what they're not understanding. They still benefit from these things. Black people, after slavery, we was thrown in ghettos. That was it. They didn't give us no money. They didn't give us nothing. It was up to us to build our own shit by ourselves. At least they could give us a few million to start off. But they didn't even do that. They just threw us in ghettos. And then blame black people while we in our situation. But they the ones that did it to us. It's crazy. It's crazy as fuck. But anyways, that's all I got for right now for this video. Please like and subscribe to the video. And please comment how you feel about this situation with LeBron James' house being vandalized. And say how you feel about Jason Whitlock, the con motherfucker. Please state your opinion. And stay tuned for my next video. Thank you guys. Bye.